Go Eagles, I'm Amber Cannon.
And I'm Veronica Vella.
And this is Entv. Today we have Peter Cuderman, the student body president, here in the studio to talk about his hopes and plans for the future.
First off, why did you choose to run as student body president, and what was your reaction when you first learned you'd won?
The reason I ran for student body president is because I don't think all the students understand just how many opportunities that they have here at Florida Gulf Coast University. You know, the first thing I say to people, especially incoming freshmen when they get here, is you're going to get whatever from this university that you put in is what you're going to get out of it. And I truly believe that. And, you know, when we won, it was ecstatic, and we just really wanted to get right in office and get going.
What do you think will be the biggest challenges you face as student body president?
I think the biggest challenge that we're going to need to face is overcoming transparency. I don't think many students have an idea of really what goes on in the offices, and what we want to do is we want to be able to go out to these events and make sure that we're supporting every organization and that student government is taking more visibility, and from that, you know, having an ability to push the university further through that as well.
You officially took office on April 1st. What will be your first course of action and why?
Our first course of action is to hire our directors for our executive branch. They're actually open right now. The applications are available on the second floor of the Student Union and the Student Involvement Lobby, as well as yesterday I saw that Eagle News did post that on their website, so that's great. The reason why we're focused on that right now is because these are the leaders that are going to be here after Lewis and Richard and myself are gone, and then these are the people that are going to be able to grow into these positions. If we can leave one thing behind for Florida Gulf Coast is that we leave leaders behind that are capable to step into these positions and continue what we're trying to do this year.
And what message do you have for students regarding what to expect next fall?
Next fall, next year in general, we're going to have a great year here at Florida Gulf Coast University. We're going to be at sporting events. We're going to be at programming board events. We're going to be at Eagle News events. We're going to be at every event that we can possibly be at. We're going to be out on the campus trying to make sure that everybody knows who student government is, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. Go Eagles.
Great. Thanks for stopping by. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for coming. And now to campus news. The Trayvon Martin case has been a media sensation all across the country. The scandal has caused some citizens to question whether current state laws should be implemented and whether racial profiling is still a concern for society today. Some students sought to demonstrate their disappointment about the case, as well as show their support for the Martin family. Take a look. Students in hoodies gathered in the Student Plaza at 12:30 on April 4th, 2012 to take a photo honoring Trayvon Martin. The photo was taken to represent the sense of injustice students feel about the case, as well as raise awareness of the laws the state currently has in place. Desmond Willer's fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated, came up with the idea, and Willer coordinated the event through email and Twitter.
This situation just showing the number of students that have an opinion or have a certain outlook about this and coming together in numbers to hopefully prevent these types of incidents from happening. We have to be careful about the laws that are out there and that are put in place, as well as not wait until something so tragic happens to come together and to have a voice.
Javin Hines chose to participate to demonstrate that he cares about the case.
It touched me because of how I grew up, so I feel as though it was good for me to, you know, do whatever I could to give back and show that I am aware and I do care. I was angry, to be quite honest with you. I feel as though, like, as a young kid, and, you know, he was served with this justice by an adult, someone who is completely sane and knows what he's doing, and I felt, you know, it was just really unfair.
Reporting for Eagle News, I'm Amber Cannon.
Technology is all around us, and many of our classes call for its use. But beyond being an academic tool, cell phones, computers, and tablets provide many personal uses for students. EN went to investigate just how much technology is in students' lives.
Our phone wakes us up, and our computer tells us our schedule for the day. This is how a normal day starts for today's students. We now use our technology not just for educational purposes, but also for entertainment and social networking.
I use my technology mainly for entertainment purposes, like Netflix and gaming and stuff like that. Stuff to keep me going and sane.
College students now spend several hours out of their day either on their phones or computers.
My computer I use every day, maybe like an average of 2 hours per day.
I'm on my computer from when I get home until like 1 in the morning, so 13 hours.
Resident assistant Alan Livingston thinks that his freshmen spend too much time on their devices.
I think it depends. I mean, computers definitely can be an asset, but I think it could also be used as like a crutch to not really, be social anymore. So I think it depends, but I think absolutely it's a problem that is rising.
Dr. Roca also believes that students spend too much time using technology and instead should take more time for themselves.
They think that because they have 24/7 access to people through their phones or computers that that's a good thing, but they lose sight of the need for solitude, for reflection. We get so caught up in doing, so much of identity gets connected to doing, that we really lose sight of what is underneath all of that, and that's the core of who we are.
By putting down our phones more often and interacting with friends face-to-face, we can strengthen our friendships and find out more about ourselves.
Ian also went to learn about the Black Box Theater's new play, Faustus Burns Brightly. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Lawrence, and I'm here today at the Arts Complex for the opening of the play, Faustus Burns Brightly, written and directed by Professor Barry Cavan. Let's check it out.
Faustus Burns Brightly is a play within a play. Wow, the story focuses on a group of recent college graduates and their struggle to maintain a newly established theater. The play, Dr. Faustus, by Christopher Marlowe, is enacted as an underlying story.
I always have liked Dr. Faustus, Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus. I've only liked parts of it. So I wanted to do a play where I could just do the parts I liked. And the other thing is, I had a friend, a former actor I used to have, who did a show in Los Angeles one time. And I was kind of jealous about how the production went off, because it was really good production, a lot of money spent. And so after the play I asked her how did they get the money, and she said, well, the director, he sells drugs. So I kind of filed that away, thought that was pretty good, Faustus kind of parallel. And so I wanted to put the show together like that. So.
Junior Jake Scott Hodes makes his FGCU theater debut by portraying the main characters Lonnie and Dr. Faustus.
The hardest part in being in production, probably putting forth 100% every practice. It's really difficult when you have to keep doing it over and over and over again, but at the same time, it's really rewarding in the sense that you understand the character better, you understand the play better. It just becomes more of a part of you. So it's the hardest, but it's also the best.
Jake also performed his first love scene with Kiera Feliciano, who plays the flirty and desirable character Helen. Cast members describe this play as
Fearless.
Desire.
Magical. It's magical.
And audience members are warned what they're about to see is based on true events. Reporting for Eagle News, I'm Jasmine Lawrence.
The play will be held in the Black Box Theater of the Arts Complex from April 11th through the 15th, starting at 8 p.m. Monday through Wednesday and 2 p.m. on Sunday. Tickets can be purchased at the Arts Complex.
We now turn to Manny with the latest in FGCU athletics.
Thanks, Hamrit. I'm here with Olivia Mesner, freshman for the FGCU sand volleyball team. This is the first season for FGCU sand volleyball, and FGCU is one of 5 Atlantic Sun schools to adopt the sport this year. FGCU is 2-3 in its first season, with the ASUN Championships approaching on April 21st through the 22nd. Olivia, I have a few questions for you. What has been your biggest adjustment moving from indoor to sand?
I think the biggest adjustment definitely is, well, it's a smaller court size, but you only have 2 players. And going from a team of 6, you can really rely on other girls. And, if you're having a bad day, someone can always pick up your slack. But in sand volleyball, you have to be able to be good at every single thing, passing, hitting, setting. And in indoor, like me personally, I mainly focus on hitting. So I've never really passed before.
How would you say that sand improves your indoor game?
By moving, definitely. It's much more difficult to move in the sand, and you have to read a lot more in the sand. So by playing sand and then going to indoor, we just learned at our last indoor tournament that we all move so much better, read and react way faster.
What was your prior experience in sand volleyball?
Well, I'm from South Florida, so I mean, sand volleyball is so big down here. Over summer, there's tournaments every single weekend. So I've always played over weekends. My little sister is a huge beach volleyball player, so I always get stuck going to camps and everything with her, but I've always played.
What are your expectations this season?
This season, I think we can win the ASUN tournament. We have a lot of really talented girls, and I mean, just the fact that we're so talented in indoor makes us really good at sand, and I definitely think that we can win it.
Can this program be sustainable and successful in the future?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I think that Dave is so good at knowing volleyball, and he's going to do a great job recruiting, and I know the athletic department will be able to give us everything we need, and I think that we're going to take off completely.
Right, thank you, Olivia, and we'll take it back to Amron. Thank you.
Thanks, Manny. Well, that concludes this week's broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Signing off for Eagle News, I'm Amron Cannon.
And I'm Veronica Vella. Have a great week, and go Eagles.